Good morning, good morning, good morning, Virgos. Hello, how are you guys doing? Yes, it has been a little bit since I have been on, and I came on very early. So if you see bags underneath my eyes, I came on early to do readings today so that I can get these out for you guys. So this is the reading for the 15th through the 21st of November. We have a full moon in this and a lunar eclipse. So this is going to be an intense week for everybody. But it's a good thing because it's going to be a lot of awareness. Getting to be awakened and be a little bit intense and knowing of what is going to sort of happen in this future. So let's get started. All right. No new announcements. I'm just trying to get back on track. I'll be honest with you guys, it's been a real stressful couple of months just trying to readjust back into the um, corporate world. Don't like it. Rather be on my own, doing my own thing. But God's got me there for a reason, and I accept it. And I thank Him for whatever He is trying to do through me, because I am the conduit, just like you guys are. So I just have to accept it, love it, and thank Him for it, for whatever He's doing, because it's all for His glory and also His process of helping others. This is our whole thing, is we're supposed to be helping others. All right, so let's get going here. What deck do I want to use? Oh, my right palm is itching. That does not mean good things. Actually, it's just superstitious. But that means you're handing out a lot of money, which I'm probably paying bills. All right, let's get going here. So, for those of you that are brand new, I do current energies, future energies, and I do the Divine's card. Divine has his own deck, and this is a message to you of what he's trying to share with you. And so whatever you're going through, a challenge or a question that you're coming to tarot about, this is his answers to you. Whether you want to listen to it or not, that's up to you, because he is the one that guides everything anyway. So here we go. So this is his card is definitely about bearing fruit, Virgos. This is going to be a really big thing in this week, because you're going to have to mean what you say and say what you mean in this week. This is going to be a real intense week with the full moon and the lunar eclipse. It's going to be about really accountability, getting down to the depth of some of your like secrets and things of that are sort of hidden, that are not seen. So we want to bear fruit. We want to maybe share or be vulnerable to somebody, and get these secrets out, or things that you've been holding inside, sort of like what I did when I became around, oh gosh, I don't know, 55, 56 years. I held in my secret of my gifts and my abilities and my spirituality and things like that. So definitely this is time to acknowledge it. Number 3 is about awareness, trying to figure out and acknowledging what it is that I need to bear fruit. The only way you're going to bear fruit, Divine says, is walk in absolute truth. And that is very true. This is how our brain works as well. If we start walking in absolute truth, then abundance comes in, because now our energies are higher, our vibrations are higher, our frequencies are higher, and because we're walking in the light. So there's only 2 ways to walk, guys. It's in love or fear. That's it. And if you walk more in love, you're just going to become more abundantly bearing fruit, basically. Okay. Your current energy this week is the Bard, which is the number 7. It's about telling your story. So again, being vulnerable, getting down to those depths. It's about history and enchantment of storytelling, myths and poetry. This could be really good things that you're telling about, or this could be something really painful that you're sharing this week. Because it's really important, because remember, Divine says it doesn't end with you, it goes through you to help somebody else. So what story do you have to tell? Everybody has a story, everybody has a pain, everybody has a sorrow, everybody has a, but what is yours? Because this is where you're probably going to bear fruit with someone this week, and it's going to grow your bond even closer to that person. Definitely really be mindful. It's the number 7. It's about improving at a relationship. It's about growing a relationship, getting a higher vibrational foundation, or things of that nature. Now, your future energy, though, you got to be really careful, because if you share that information with the wrong person, it can throw the balance off, but it also can throw your foundation off. And that is part of what the devil card is. The devil card is about your bad habit thinkings. This is a way to look at the devil card. The devil card is about things that we think of in more of a destructive manner, things that we do in a destructive manner. So be really, really mindful, because in the future card is about the deception of wisdom. So knowing, once you are grounded, you will know what is off. No, I'm not going to deal with that, and keep those deception and lies and things away. So that's what this card is about, the number 4, getting your grounding and your balance back. Okay. The only way you can do that is become aware. Okay. And we have the Hermit card first out. Hermit card is about Virgo energy, looking around and being aware of everything that is going on. Not only just your perspective, but also everyone's perspective. And if you want to move on with it, or if you want to end it. So we have the Death card next to that. And then we have the King of Cups, because what happens is when we have the King of Cups here and the Death card is facing it, somebody is wanting to stay tempted and stay bound to those bad habits. Somebody wants to stay within those bad habits to create havoc in their life when they don't even know they're doing it. It's like smoking or eating junk food all the time. You're damaging your body, but your strength inside of you is weak, that you don't give it up. So what is that happening? So the thing is to get that grounding back, because the King of Cups is about staying grounded in a storm. So if you're going to give up something, a bad habit of some kind, or get rid of a person that is toxic to you, that kind of a thing, again, this is bearing fruit. This is going to go through the really hard time of saying, you know what, I've gone through this too many times. I'm tired of this rodeo, and I would just like to ride the merry-go-round for a while. So sometimes we have to get rid of that. Some people are, this is the center of your reading. This is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is about running away from the truth. Running away from the truth. Good morning. Good morning. So running away from the truth. Rohan, it's been a long time. No, I don't remember you. I'm so sorry. But welcome. Definitely, this is definitely a time where you want to run away from the truth. This is a time where you want to run away from the vulnerability. This is a time where you are afraid of getting, to a point where you can have the rewards of bearing fruit. So if you look at the tree, and if you ever watch any of my coaching videos, I talk about the tree. I talk about plants. But the tree has like 3 different phases of growing. It has the roots. It's got to plant the foundation. It has to grow the trunk, which is, well, welcome. Yeah, oh, night in India. Oh, well, it's almost bedtime for you, and I'm just waking up. But this is the trunk of the tree is where we grow. This is where the pain, this is where the hard aches, this is where the hard knocks, this is where we also get our rewards little bit by little bit as we grow. And then once we do the hard work, at the top of the tree is the fruit. The top of the tree is the leaves, the flowers, whatever it is that the tree has. Definitely, this is the fruit. So we go through a process, as humans go through that same process. The problem is, and this week you've got to pay attention to, is the roots. Okay, so we're at the root stage. We're trying to get this foundation and this base going, and we have to know how to walk our life. We have to know how to walk this. This is the wisdom in the owl, and the deception is that basically people on earth is the deception, because they're going to try to pull you away from what the truth is. They're going to try to pull you away from your walk. They're going to try to pull you away from everything that God has created for you to be. Okay, so this is where you have to really be mindful in your roots and where you're standing. A lot of us who've been through PTSD or trauma, who has had sexual abuse or physical abuse, emotional abuse, those kind of things, our base and our foundation is a little bit twisted. Okay, so we have to rebuild our brain and our mind to untwist that and then start healthy again. And you can do that at any age. I began to do it when I was in, I think my 30s, or actually started doing it within my 20s, because I had sexual abuse I was dealing with. And so in my 20s, I began to do secular counseling, but it wasn't until I was in my probably late 30s, 40s that I started to do spiritual counseling. Made a big difference. Okay. So this is where you guys are. Somebody doesn't want to deal with the deep, deep secret. Somebody doesn't want to deal with something that is going on with you that is deep, that you're not sharing with anybody, that you're not sharing your story. This is your current energy. Share it. You need to share it. When you share it, you bring it to life so that you can release it. Okay, so you can release it. All right, so you want to be able to release this heaviness, this burden. You want to be able to release this bondage to this devil card. Okay, and that devil card is earth. And what happens is then you begin to have more spiritual fruit happen. Okay, because the high priestess is about spiritual fruit. This is about spirituality, growing your. This is an awakening time with the full moon and the lunar eclipse. Because with the full moon and the lunar eclipse, this is going to be a really intense time for many of you. And you're just, somebody's not going to really want to talk about it. They say, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to do it. But if you do that, you've got a lot of things coming towards you. This is your challenge card. The Two of Wands is your challenge card. Why? Because the number two is about bringing unity, bringing something together, bringing something in balance. And why is it a challenge card? Because some of you, or one of you, or I'm not sure how many of you out there, are going to buck it. They don't want to change. They don't want to, they're allowing fear to carry them through. And what I mean by that is you won't talk about the tough stuff because you're afraid. Why are you afraid? Because if you're talking to somebody that you trust or that you care about, they should accept you for no matter what you are, who you are, and what you're doing. I know a lot of cultures are different. However, sometimes we need to reach out because this generation, like for you, even in India, this generation is not the same as the grandparents and the parents. Things are changing. And the young people want to sort of buck that, which means they want to sort of go against that sometimes older tradition because sometimes it just doesn't make sense. And this is the way that life is. Even in spirituality, a lot of people want to go back to the old way of doing. I love the old way of the way that they used to sing gospel and all that kind of stuff, but that's not happening anymore because it's changing. Why? Because a lot of people were driven to a religion and not a spiritual way of thinking. Yes, it's really important. The basis is really important. The foundation is important, but the times change and we have to adapt to our time. Somebody's going to buck that and not allow that unity to happen. They're not going to tell their story. They're not going to walk in the truth. They're not going to do that. Don't let that be you, because I'll tell you from experience, when I released all that negative vibration energy, that low vibrational that was keeping me stuck, keeping me bounded, that was earth. And that was basically those low vibrational energies. You can call them the devil, you can call them Satan, you can call them whatever. However, it's a mind process that just keeps you stuck. Because our brain and our mind has a humongous capacity that you can have no clue how vast it is. And we can keep our own selves stuck in our own demons, in our own mind. And so we need to release those. That's for Virgos this week, definitely. All right. All right. So I don't know what this is for you, definitely. And yeah, Rohan, if you want to ask something, sure. So let's see what else is going on here. And then I'm going to pull a moon card just because we are in a full moon and eclipse. Okay. Are these upside down? Yes. Yeah. What did I say? Something is hidden. Something is not seen. Something is not there that you're sharing. Something in your story needs to be told. Something needs to come out. This is going to bring a new awakening, a new awareness. Now, some people are going to say, yeah, but what if they don't like me? What if they run? Then they're not meant to be in your life right now. The season is over. And maybe they shouldn't even been there in the first place. Okay. But this is something that you need to do. This card is for you. Some type of thing that you need to become vulnerable about. Yes, and it is about Five of Swords. It is about stepping up. It is about telling your story, standing up for what you believe in, your authentic truth, what you have in your life, the way that God wants you to run your life. for him, not for you, but for him, and to work through you, because it doesn't end with you. Okay. A lot of people think it's all about me. It's all about what I want. It's all about in this me generation and times. It's very sad. Again, and the choice is yours. The choice is the Wheel of Fortune. You have the choice to either move forward in a positive, healthy way this week, building a new foundation, um, a new balance in your life to bring more balance, because there is the Death card that something does have to give. Okay, so when you have the Death card, that means something needs to end or something's going to go away. You have to replace it with something. When you replace it with something, you want to replace it with something healthy and good. So it would be like when you have roots in the ground for your plant or your tree, like we were talking about, and those roots are being fed poison or whatever. And all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I put the wrong thing on them. I really wanted to put fertilizer. Maybe for a minute they're really weak and ugly and sort of dying. But if you regenerate them and restart them and reset them with a new fertilizer, they can come back. We're just like that. We need to reset our minds, reset to a healthier thinking, a positive thinking, a way to do that. And the only way to do that is to tell your story. And that is why I did the series. If you look down below, I think it's the bottom one, is that you can look down below and you can see the series, picking up the pieces, my story about sexual abuse, but it is also my coaching on going through the pain of it, how to survive it, and then how to live with it. And it's really important to tell your story because you might not be the only one going through it, and it just may help somebody. All right. So let's do a real quick full moon. This is a spiritual week, an awakening week for you guys. Definitely. Really look outside the box. Definitely look outside the box. The Virgo energy with the Hermit is the number 9, which is interesting. I'm going to say this real quick, though. The number 9 is about to end. Something is about to end, and then you have the Death card. It ends. Okay, so it's and the number 9 is very intense also in numerology. So this is a very intense week, and it is about to end something, but it's also going to start a new awakening. And it's going to be up to you with your challenge card to just say, yes, I want a new reset. I want a new way of thinking. I want a new way of moving forward. I want a new way of positive life. I want more spiritual life. I want more better things for me. I want more fruit to bear. I want whatever divine has coming for me, because this is divine's card, remember. Okay. And that's what you have to keep telling yourself. Yes, I need to move in a more spiritual walk. Definitely. But you might also have somebody that is coming towards you that has something that they've been hiding that they are going to share with you. So be very mindful of that. Be very giving and be empathetic, because a lot of the times people come out of fear to tell something, and they're probably, even if they look very calm, they might be shaking in their boots. They might be saying, you know, I don't know if I should say this. I don't know. I mean, we all have something that we really don't want to share because we feel like we'll lose somebody, or in that matter. Yes, it's time to take. This is the full moon and the lunar eclipse card this week, and this is time to take breath out. It is time to release. It is time to say, I don't want to hold this in anymore. I really want to release this. I really want to do this. And you know what's really awesome is when you do that, things are going to be calm. Even though you think it's going to be a storm, things are going to happen that way. It's not. When you tell your story, it's like, oh, is that all? Somebody's going to say, is that all? Is that what you were worried about? Is that? And you're like, oh my gosh, really? That's how, they're going to react in a manner that maybe you never expected. And hopefully it's in a positive manner. If it's not in a positive manner, it's time for to say goodbye, because they're not supportive. Okay. So Virgos, that's your reading. It's going to be a quick reading this week just because I'm trying to get everybody in. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will try to do the full moon reading either 18th or 19th. So please, if you haven't liked, share, subscribe, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell, the all bell, and you will see me live for the full moon. It's going to be a good one because we got 2 things. Well, actually, we got 3 things going on. We've got the lunar eclipse, the full moon, and we got 3 trines going on that are that impact, that intensity that is happening to the fullest. So we'll see you then. Take care. Have a great week, you guys. And I love you and I miss you. And I'm glad to be back. Take care.